though one very consistent chief culture officer, our moms. So today we are decoding how workplace culture works, not just to grow companies but to grow people. What is the importance of culture in when we are professionally growing or personally growing? So mom, and you are now from the since the childhood, you are seeing that how your mom has managed your home.
Yes, the budgeting part. In childhood, mother used to do budgeting, right? Working mother from home, it's like fixing budget for my ad advertisement as my role manager and fixing my baby's toy. If I talk about mom specifically, she's a good listener, I must say.
So tell me that what would you say to them, that what where they are going wrong and why they think that today's generation is to blame.
Yeah. So I think for me, Gen Zs or Millennium, I think this is not something about generation. Uh, I think Gen Zs, we call this generation as Gen Z. So these are the people who wanted, they leave because if they don't feel respected, right? They don't feel they are being heard, right? They are, they want support, right? If they are not feeling they are supported, right? They do leave, right? Because I think in our generation, if you say we comes in, so we somehow we are in a culture because we see right what is happening. We are learning from the past how people are doing and growing. So we believe like yes, okay, we'll overcome this thing if we'll ask. But if we talk about specifically this generation, they are more outspoken about their ideas, their feelings, right? So they want a safe zone, right? Where they will feel they are respected, they are being heard, and they are being supported with their ideas. So I think that is one thing. And it's not for this generation, for our generation also. These things really matters, right? So yes, these are the things one every organization should build in. So to to have growing together. Yeah.
Definitely. Gen Z's, their requirements are very different, and why managers like are getting attrition high now? Because there are something that they are doing wrong in their processes too, right? We do had a high attrition rates at one time, but how did we managed and how what we learned from that mistake? So I think managers should also learn that why they are quitting, right? Instead of quoting that they quit and making their personality like that, today's generation people quit, right? Why don't we understand them that what truly they want in a company, right? And what are their values? Can we fit in those values or not? And so I think these are the things that we could talk about when we are building a culture in any workplace. Because if we think now the generation, they will only rule the generation, right? Because they will retire and now the Gen Zs will take over. So I think manager, though, whoever listening to our podcast, just listen to the today's generation people that what they require, what they need, so that you can better manage your attrition rate. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. So now let's talk about Nirogam now, Ram. Okay, that what people can do and what's the impact that Nirogam, how the Nirogam culture can play a role in others organizations to create building a culture, right? So tell me that what's one culture ritual that you think that we have built at Nirogam that you think is scalable in others organization, and what's the impact? How is going to create that impact in an other organization?
Uh, if you're talking about certain rituals, right? Daily rituals at Mirogam. So yes, I must say this like something new which we have built up. So we have done many things and we are doing many things, but this is one new thing which we are doing. So one is that health and mental wellness session, right?
Right.
I'm pleased to inform everyone who is watching this podcast that at Nirogam we have 15 minutes health session. Right, every day we are meeting together, we are doing chit chats, and from Monday to Friday we are doing stretchings. So that because we are working from home, right? If you're working, sometimes we ourselves feel like that. Oh, this task is pending. We should work. So everyone, like, maybe they're working from home or offices as well. They're working continuously on their laptop. They feel tired because the work, their like body health will get affected. But at Nirogam, we are focusing that as well. Along with the Ayurveda rituals, we believe we are not like say working just manufacturing and selling Ayurveda. Yeah, we are actually following Ayurveda in our daily rituals, right? Like your eating habits, your sleeping habits, everything, right? Your exercising, your yoga sessions. So yes. So and I think this is the thing which I enjoyed daily, and I'm looking forward on daily basis, right? So yeah.
So all of the organization that's listening to our podcast, just have those 15 or 20-minute sessions in your organization. Let's say that even we are working from office, right? And everybody just stand up and do 1 or 2 rounds of a stretching. But how beautiful and how fun, right? Funny it will look and how it create a good culture, right? For
Yeah.
those 15 minutes, everybody will relax. Nobody will talk about the work pressure that they are having, right?
Yeah.
So Neha, I think we talked about like activities and what an organization can do. And one thing that we are missing right now is the targets, right? Every organization has targets and their KPIs to work upon. So Neha, tell me that what role do kindness, empathy, and belonging play in those in performance, right? When we are talking about the performance management, talking about their KPIs, right? So, what do you think that even they do play a role in it?
I think yes. Um, Kindness, empathy, and belongingness really reflects in your work. Because when people say we trust you, right? We understand you, or it's not just say when suppose like I am feeling that I am being trusted and understood by my colleagues or by my management, right? Or by my seniors, right? In terms of decision making, right? So I think there is one hesitation and fear of doing wrong, right? That evaporate, right? We stop thinking about fear that or making mistake, right? And we work with more confidence, right? And I specifically have conversation with my seniors over here. So whenever we have a conversation, they don't talk about like uh, uh, like what is the result. They talk about what are the efforts we are putting, right? We because results are not in our hand, and we very proud to talk about because we can put our efforts 100% efforts, right? Yes, the targets can be missed, right? It's not a do or die situation, right? So we should not, if we are working something like if we are working for achieving our targets with taking a lot of pressure, so I think somewhere somehow our good ideas and our confidence get low, right? Because we are thinking much more about different things on getting on result part, on end result. We are not thinking more about the efforts which you should put in the way of achieving those and getting that result. So I think yes, it plays very important role. So yes, because yeah.
So right now, Neha, like definitely that's really play a key role, and I want to add one thing here that we are talking to humans. Definitely, a lot of AI things are doing the work and everything. And being a human, what the one thing that we do have that we can show empathy, we can show kindness, right, to others, to the other human being. So why we miss those when we are when we are talking about targets. Okay, so thank you, Neha, for sharing that and adding that point that we really need kindness and empathy, right? When we are talking about targets and KPIs, because I have seen a lot of companies firing the people when they are not meeting the targets. I think everyone deserves a chance, right, to excel and to showcase their skill, and that's really important. They need a chance. Sometimes, definitely, we are human and we can make a mistake. So, I think every mistake shouldn't be go penalizing the employees, right? You should be treating them with that empathy, the kindness.
Yeah.
So I think that's wonderful, Neha, for sharing. And now let's move ahead. That every organization has a different set of policies and practices, right? So tell me that what's one policy or practice you have seen that's kill culture, right? And we had some of the policies that can kill culture, right? You might have seen in some other company, right? Even though policy always meant to improve the culture that we are building and policies set guidelines that we do follow. Have you ever seen any policies, right, that you can talk
So,
about?
I think which usually backfire and nowadays because during post COVID, I must say this because we are having this facility or this option of hybrid or like work from home.
Hmm.
Right? I think work from home kills all values because I have seen and I've experienced this also because people who are working with multinational companies, right? They're having a long working hours meeting, right? There is no work-life balance. They're having their endless meetings if they're working from home. And I think if we say 9 to 6 work, and if we are, when we are going office, right? If it doesn't mean ki 9 to 6 you have to be there on the laptop,
Right.
right? Have to attend meetings. But I think 9 to 6 working at home is been misunderstood, right? So I have to say this because even we are as a working mom, we are working from home doesn't means that we don't have other works, right? We have other works too. We have to make sure that we have that life work balance, right? Because we have other tasks, we have our family, friends to be attended, right? So I think we have to behave in the same way, like how we are behaving work from home or work from office culture, right? The policies, right?
Right.
So yes.
I think what you're talking about is absolutely true in that working environment. That we don't confuse that if we are working from home, we have a lot of free time. Sometimes even we have to run with the laptop in the kitchen and see that's what we are cooking and what my maid is doing. I have to be there with the laptop and like that.
We have like at home if we are working in office, yes, that we are focusing only in. If we are at home, we have to see these things, right? We have to be present by default.
Definitely. Sometimes you have sometimes some people are coming in, right? You have to
uh,
greet them. Sometimes lot of things happening in your background, and you have to manage that all of the things.
Concentration is more way important, like to make a focus on your task, right? When you have such things going in your
Right.
back.
Right. So Neha, let's move ahead and let's talk about Nirogam, right? That at Nirogam, that definitely we have tried. I don't know ever we have achieved it or not till now, and there are a lot of improvements that we need to do. So tell me that we little bit make an effort to make work feel more human, right? So tell me that can you share one example where culture actually helped someone through a tough time?
Um, I think I remember one of my colleague who she was working in my team only, a digital marketing team. She was struggling with managing some emotional phase, right? So yes, like she was feeling like she have to quit, right? So, but due to certain policies, due to certain work culture which we are following at Nerogam, we supported her by giving her mental wellness health leaves, right, for 1 month. And I think we rarely talk about mental wellness, right? But I must appreciate at Nirogam, we openly talk about. Be it it's a female or a male, right? We talk, balance it together, right? So yes, and that leads to in staying, in retaining that person at organizations, because I think we value the talent, right? So, and if we value the talent, we must appreciate and we must be involved in the current phase, whether it's a bad or a good phase, going with the employee. As we state that we are a family, we believe also. It's not just saying.
True. I think definitely staying with your employees matters,
Yeah.
and that's the culture that's the one best culture that you can create.
Yeah.
That respect your people and respect their talent, and you will achieve your targets
Yeah.
and everything. Wonderful, Neha. So now the last question to you is that okay. So Neha, for company just starting out, what's the one culture value you think they should never compromise on?
I think if I talk about specifically one culture, it's let's take a real empowerment,
Hmm.
because it involves multiple things in one term, right? Because if you're talking about real empowerment, we are giving power to the employee or everyone in an organization who is working towards one goal, right? Towards growing the organization, that they have a power. Maybe they have a right to speak, to share their ideas, right? And they have right to say no, right? If they have right to say they are not okay with this idea or decision, right? If it's affecting their wellness or so I think that is one thing which one company should really work it on and should inbuild in their uh, culture while building their policies or values. That really important, because every company talks about empowerment, but there are very fewer who really follow in long run, because at initial we yes it's all good when you join, but later on it only the works, target, pressure, result. So yes, so this is one thing I think every company should focus it on. Yes, yeah.
That's wonderful, Neha. And I think everybody should have the right to speak. Everybody should have a right to share the ideas in an organization. And I think sharings really make a difference, because it's not always help, because definitely it's give you might be a newer perspective or might be something that you can correct in your
True.
existing process.
Welcoming new ideas also, that you are being valued. It builds a more confidence among the people, right, who are working.
And I think one thing that I want to highlight that company or the upper management or maybe whatever that involved in that decisions, you don't only need to listen, you need to implement it if that's really a good point.
True.
Because you don't need to be like, no, I'm the upper management, I'll do what I want to do, right? So I think listening and implementing,
Yeah.
both the roles come in, and that's where the real empowerment comes, when you listen and when you implement.
True.
That's wonderful, Neha. With that, thank you so much for joining in, and thank you so much for have a wonderful conversation with me. And I hope that our audience gets lot of ideas at how they can build a culture and why you are so happy, right? That's what we can do about
Okay, yeah. Thank you for Deepika for having me and giving me this opportunity to speak this. I think this is a real life burning topic, right?
that.
Of any employee, every employee, right? So having me, giving me this opportunity to talk about this, and I think whoever is viewing and listening our podcast or this session, maybe we are supporting, we are helping them to go through, and yeah.
Wonderful. Definitely, if they anything that we say that can implement it in any other organization, they will definitely benefit it from. And that's we don't talk rocket science here. We don't talk things that are impossible to do. We talk that we are possibly doing it in our organization, right?
Real life examples and things. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that's how wonderful I think talking it, right? We also get a lot of ideas when we talk, when we listen, and when we do things. So that's wonderful, Neha, and I hope that you are coming to my podcast with different topics. So for today, it's done. So now, to all my viewers, that culture isn't a poster. It's how people treat each other when no one is watching. And it's in the tone of the feedback, the space to speak up, and yes, even in the tea breaks. So Neha, thank you so much for being here. And to my viewer or to the all of the audience, I want to leave you with this question today: that when it's come to building a culture intentionally, what you are building, right? And anything that you can talk in the comment and share that what this culture means to you, right? So I think if with that I am signing off today, me and Neha, with the today's episode. If you like our podcast, please hit the like button, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Bye bye, Neha.
Bye bye.